up, Smash Ninjas? It is squat day. I know right now they're doing bench presses in the background, but we are talking about squats. Yes, I got a lacrosse ball in my hand. You'll see why. You guys, specifically, how about this? Neil Campbell, this one's for you. You asked me about how to get in the bottom. Yeah, I just wanted to advertise Road. How to get in the bottom of the squat without coming on your heels or coming off your heels on the tips of your toes. And basically how to make a better squat. So I'm gonna go through 6 drills that are gonna open up the squat, but they're gonna allow you to generate more torque because they're gonna allow you to recruit more power that your body generates and drive that horsepower into the floor. And it's because of something called the arthrokinetic reflex. So I realize that's probably foreign to most people. It doesn't really matter. What it means is that you compress a joint, you inhibit the power. You gap the joint, you increase the power. Your body likes freedom. So when joints move like a piece of Velcro, right, and they're just all gooey and nasty, like that old crispy, shitty bacon. Oh, I used the S word. Sorry for all the little kids that are watching this. But when your joints move and they're super sticky and they're all compressed in, and that tissue's super, super gummed up, what happens is you can't generate power. A great test is the Tony Blauer test, right? With the arm out, fingers splayed apart, look up, poof, everything turns off. Look straight ahead, jam your tongue into the roof of your mouth, and you can have fun with your friends. I'll give you a little test you can do. So you're gonna go out, fingers spread apart. You're gonna be real tight. I call it my L rule, right? The head goes like this, real tight, push the tongue into the top of your mouth, and have somebody come over, right? And basically try and torque that arm up. It's like a little arm bar, a little jiu-jitsu arm bar. If you're in a neutral position, that spine is in a neutral position, the joints are in where they're supposed to be, there's no danger to the CNS, you can resist all kinds of stuff. Now, crank your head back, poof, everything turns off. It's super, super trick. It's awesome. Makes your squat kind of sketch though, because here's what happens. People drop into the bottom of the squat and what do? Crank their head up and try and push themselves out of the hole. So this arthrokinetic reflex applies to every joint in the body. We could do this all day. I could do it with your thumb, I could do it with your jaw, I could do it with your shoulder. It doesn't matter what we're doing. You compress the joint, you inhibit power because your body thinks that there's an issue, a stability and a control issue, and there's a danger to wherever that joint is. So we need to unload that. You unload the joint, you allow the joint to move freely, your body says, thumbs up, go for power, and you can generate a lot more torque and drive it into the ground or the bar or whatever it is you're doing, and that's super important. So I'm gonna show you 6 things. Unload the squat. Neil specifically, it's for you because you asked for squats, so we gotta make our squats better. You wanna put more power into the ground? By the way, if you guys got a doctor that's saying, don't do squats, they're bad for you, fire that doctor. Squats are they're a basic part of what you do when you're moving. Any doubt? Watch a kid. Go to a third world country, watch them. Everybody squats. Squats are not bad for you. Bad squats are bad for you. Big difference. My guys over at SmashweRx, the Squat University, these guys are freaking geniuses. They know all this stuff. They'll tell you time and time again, squats, gold. So we're gonna fix your squat. First thing is, this is super legit. We'll just do a banded squat. Huh? Super awesome, but really effective. The most important part is we want to unglue those hips because that joint capsule, I realize I'm walking around doing this at the same time, but that joint capsule gets all stuck and glued down, and the head of that femur sits anterior on the in the acetabulum, and your squat mechanics, it dumps your knees forward, you stick your butt out, you shoot your knees forward, you become primarily a squat dominant with your quads instead of your glutes. That's how you're supposed to generate power. So we're gonna fix that. 6 easy stops. All right, so we're gonna wrap a band. I realize my shoes are untied. Trust me, they're supposed to be, because I'm gonna be taking off my shoe to show you my super trick socks. Actually, I'm gonna be taking off my shoes so I can show you how to smash out the bottom of your foot, but see, I'm giving you like a lead in. I can't do this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go all the way around. What the band is gonna do is 2 things. It's gonna help shove the femur into the posterior portion of the socket where it's the most stable. That's 1. And number 2 is it's gonna help peel those knees apart the way they're supposed to. Keep it clean. So feet flat. The only time I'll tell you to mobilize or to go toes forward is in a mobility. So toes forward, push the knees out, and that's all you gotta do. So my toes are forward, okay? Pull them real, and if you need to, go a little wider. You go a little wider, it's harder on the hips. Push those knees forward or push those knees apart and just hang out. How long do we hang out like this? Yeah, 2 minutes. If this is too hard, get up against the wall. Same thing, get in that squat position, get real tall, and just chill. Just super chill, hang out for 2 minutes. I would say you can go even up to 5. That's number 1. Oh. Number 2 is opening up that high hip so you can even crank out a nice externally rotated femur position. And the way you do it, man, I could use this. You can see the band. All you're gonna do is step into a band. So the band is on the rig. I realize I still have the lacrosse ball. The band is gonna pull about 45 degrees. You're gonna take your foot, bring it forward, roll the foot out. So my foot is dropped out, and I'm just gonna hang out like this. The band isn't pulling straight behind me, it's pulling off about 45 degrees, and I'm just gonna drive myself in and be sure to hunt around, scour around and look for those spots where it kind of hurts, super sticky and grisly. That's where you wanna camp out. 2 minutes. That's number 2. All right, number 3 is an ankle. Because remember, if you tell me you have knee problems, show me the x-ray. Usually a hip mobility or ankle mobility issue, not a knee issue. So what we're gonna do is really peel open that ankle, but we're gonna do it, with a plate. And the way it works, now I'm gonna take off my shoes. As you get up on the plate, you load up, so the talus sits on the front of the foot here, and it has to tuck. When it tucks, it allows you to dorsiflex the foot. So a lot of people are missing that dorsiflexion of the foot, so they can't get into a squat because it keeps kicking them back. So the way your body gets out of that is it pops you up on your toes. Really lame squat, don't do that. So get that band in the crease, get up on a plate. I'm gonna take a knee, and I'm gonna hunt around. Now I'm gonna make sure my heel is glued to that plate. This is a 45-pound plate, doesn't matter the weight, I just want the height. You can use a box, but this is nice and easy, most gyms have them. And you're just gonna hunt and scour around. Be sure you find all those little grisly spots and just scour through those, but the heel never leaves. That's the important part. The band is dragging that talus back into position. All right, what are we at? Number 3? Number 4, super easy. Take the lacrosse ball. See, I told you I was gonna use the lacrosse ball. You're gonna get over, so 2 arches in the foot, transverse and longitudinal, we're gonna hit both. So you're gonna go on that longitudinal arch first, flare your foot out, give your knee a hug, and just, oh, this is terrible. I squatted this morning and this is awful. If you ever wondered what it's like to take a hacksaw and drive it across the bottom of your foot, it feels kind of like this. So that's number 1. Number 2, I guess number 4, right? Number 4B is flare the foot out, but now you're gonna windshield washer that foot. So it's like a set of windshield wipers, not washers, not making your foot wet. You're just gonna go back and forth, back and forth. How long? Yeah, 2 minutes, ninjas. That's it. I'm gonna put this right in my shoe, but I'm not stealing a lacrosse ball. All right, we're gonna do what I call the froggy band. This is really uncomfortable. You're gonna step into the band. This is gonna help open up the hips a lot. Normally I would have somebody demo this because it hurts that bad. What you wanna do is make sure you have a nice flat back for this. So the band is still tagging the rig, so it's attached to the rig. You're gonna take your feet, turn them out. You're gonna get real tall, like your quadruped, right? And then you're gonna let it drag you back. And you're gonna hang out for how long? 2 minutes. Once you get to a spot where you kind of feel that tight, kind of funky hip pain that you think you're gonna tear something, chill for a bit. Once it loosens up, drop back a little more. Keep doing that until you work your way all the way down to the bottom. The goal is to be able to get your butt to the floor. Yeah, looks like I'm taking off a pair of pants. That's hilarious. You got a shiny head today, huh? All right, so we got to worry about the overhead position too, and then worry about how that thoracic extension comes into play. So the big thing is when you're doing a squat, a lot of people tend to round down, really have this really kind of compressed squat position. They hold this, they look up thinking it makes a difference. Yeah, that is just the shittiest squat on earth. So I'm gonna show you how to open up and get that thoracic extension. All this uncoupling and gapping the joint allows your body to go thumbs up, more power, baby. So check this out, final one, I promise. I know it's a lot of stuff, but you asked. So you take a piece of PVC. So we got PVC, we got a 45-pound barbell. You're gonna take a thin band, chuck it in between. So you're like this, okay? How am I? Just like this. I realize it doesn't look even, it's not. So this is designed just to lock out the elbows when we're grabbing onto the 45. This barbell is gonna hold the arms up overhead, and this is gonna lock them out so I'm in a good overhead position, and we're gonna fulcrum over this about mid-shoulder blade. So check this out. This is such a ninja move. We're gonna reach back, This is so awful. You kind of don't want to do it. So you, butts on the ground. And how long do we hang out? 2 minutes. And we just stay like this. You're gonna feel everything peel open. When you're done, close up the arms and call it a day. Except this is all pre-squat stuff. Now you've recovered spinal extension in the thoracic spine. You've deloaded the hips and opened up the joints so you can drop into the squat. Recovered a lot of that ankle mobility. You're good to go. You probably squat about 500-600 pounds. Hey, listen, that's squat. I'm Trevor, SmashweRx. I'll check you guys out tomorrow. Have an awesome day, ninjas.